Hi, we're going to continue talking about how to set up your home filing system. We just spoke about the 12 monthly files that we're going to set up for our monthly statements so that they're quick and easy to put away into one place. But for the rest of your filing cabinet, I know many of you have very overstuffed filing cabinets and it's not quick or easy to get the filing done, so therefore it does not get done, and we have piles all over our counters, our desks, and throughout the house because nobody wants to do the filing because it's too hard. So what I want you to try and do is to create categories that are very broad and general so that we're not over-filing and having too many places to put our files away. So if we just keep everything broad and general, it makes it much easier. So for example, rather than creating a file for every single practitioner that we see, we're going to have one labeled medical. And that's where we'll keep all of our information for each individual person who has a practitioner to visit. So you can subcategorize within there for each particular person. And for this, I recommend using a box bottom file, which is just a little bit wider bottom that holds more paper. Again, keeping the categories broad and general. If you have more than one vehicle, rather than having every single vehicle with their own hanging file, which is very bulky and fills up your filing cabinet, create one file labeled auto. Because you know your vehicle will change over time. You don't want to have to keep changing out your labels for each separate vehicle. So calling it auto or cars or whatever other term you want to use, but keeping it broad and general. And then within the auto file, you can subcategorize your vehicles to keep track of the individual maintenance records for that vehicle. Another area you want to have a general broad category would be insurance. Keeping your home and auto insurance in one file called insurance makes it easy to find the one file when you have your renewal each year. You can quickly just go to insurance, pull out the old one, plop in the new one. Again, pets, that changes over time as well, so you don't want to have a specific pet name here. You could just call it pets, or if you only have dogs, you can just call it dogs, or whatever you want to call it. But then within each one, if you have more than one pet, I would subcategorize it to keep their medical records straight. So you want to set up lots of different files, but not too specific. Keep the categories broad and general, and then you can subcategorize within each one. I would have one for receipts because people tend to always lose receipts and need that for return, so it's important to have a place to capture all of those receipts. Unless we're talking about large appliances or big ticket items. In those cases, I would create a file labeled manuals, and I would staple your receipt with the manual or instructions and keep it in your category with manuals or instructions or whatever you want to call it. That way, if you ever do have a problem with that particular item, you can quickly go to this file, find the manufacturing number, maybe find the product part that needs replacing, and be able to deal with that and address it very quickly. And you will also have your receipt with the date of purchase, which is usually necessary for a return or a repair. So you can see that we're going to just try and set up our system so that the categories are really broad and you're not having to thumb through too many files to file away each piece of paper. You can have multiple papers going into one file because the categories are much broader. So I hope this tip is useful for you and that you're able to utilize this with your own home filing system. Thanks so much.